Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's Trade of the Day, Friday afternoon slash evening Zoom edition. And I would usually go over the market in general, but I just had an alert go off. I think it's a good setup. Let's check it out. Okay, you guys should be seeing my ETC hour chart.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And this is a swing trade I have in mind for the weekend. ETC has been riding Ethereum's coattails because Ethereum has benefited from the Bitcoin Trust approval, ETF approval. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this pumped all the way up from down here. You can see on Sunday it was around $18, and it's gone up considerably since then.
Wow.
70%, and then dipping today like everything else. So this showed up on my long-term sentiment sort on Altcoin Alert. So I went with the super trend alert, and as you can see, the candles went through the resistance or sell zone, red zone, and bounced off, and the sell just triggered. Let me take Annie's ribbon out. So that looks like a good entry to me. It is printing a green candle now, so beware, but we're way up here. Got the sell signal. Annie's ribbon isn't entirely red yet, but it's about halfway there. So anyway, I just want to make you aware of this trade. This could be something that's pumped and is exhausted now and it's going to drop. So I think I'm going to put this on one of my longer term trade options. So
When are you going to enter it?
I probably have to do it now because of the Zoom call, but you guys may want to wait till it dips a little more, maybe breaks this yellow, one of these EMA lines. You could wait till this whole thing turns red. You could wait till it gets down to the middle zone, or you can get in now and just go in small and anticipate maybe a ladder buy or something like that. So
Thank you. Good.
not financial advice, but that's what intrigues me about this one. So I'm going to jump on this. What? I can't put it in the account I want to do it in. So I will put it here. Sorry, I'm not sharing my screen right now because this is my trading software that I'm demo testing. Hopefully should be available by March or so. And I'm gonna have to do this later. Shoot, I can't keep you guys on here while I'm fiddling around with this. So I might have to log into BingX or one of my other exchanges and do it there. All right, so
I had entered at 29.32 yesterday on that.
okay, that's a good entry.
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Cool. All right, so let's go to the market overall. I'm on my BTC Bitcoin day chart. And of course, the big news was on the 10th, the last minute possible, our good buddy Gary Gensler at the SEC approved the Bitcoin ETF. We had a nice pump the next morning, and then we had this pump up to 49 almost. Then it dropped, actually was red for the day and considerably red today. Now, it's my understanding that most institutions to buy Bitcoin to fund these ETFs will probably do that over the counter. So those purchases won't affect, the price that we see before us say on exchanges. Now, eventually that will run out and then they'll have to deal with exchanges and that will probably move the coin. But I think what happened is people saw this as a dud and then the people who bought anticipating a big move past 50 or 100 or some of those, prognostications were disappointed and cut loose. And now that's why we have the price down to 42.7, down almost 8% today. So it could be a little volatile in Bitcoin for the next few weeks. I'd really like to see it just kind of go sideways and consolidate or trend up slightly, and that way the alts can catch up and do really well. As you can see, the alts were battered worse than Bitcoin, which is usually the case. On Ethereum had a really nice pump over 2,700 and then dipped down to where it is now. But 2,500 compared to where it was last week, that's a nice move up. So the next anticipated ETF is, of course, the Ethereum one. A couple institutions have requested that, and allegedly it's supposed to be dealt with in March or April. I don't exactly recall when.
I think it's May or June.
Okay, maybe it's been pushed back, so May or June, and we'll see if that makes the Ethereum pump. I've had this $3,000 top zone in for I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks now. It hasn't gotten close to the point where I may have to redo this, but if it keeps moving up despite today's setback, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we had $3,000 Ethereum in the next couple weeks. So,
Cool.
well, any comments, questions, deep thoughts you want to share before we move over to Altcoin Alert?
I think I saw the Bitcoin purchases yesterday was something like 5 or 6 billion. Is that right?
Well, there's somebody I follow on Twitter named Eric Boshalunas.
Yeah.
I can't. I've showed his tweets before,
Yeah.
and he's saying there was a lot of activity in the ETFs about what he expected, even more so. But a lot of the Bitcoin had already been purchased, which is why it didn't affect the price that much.
Oh, I see.
But it should in the future. That's my summary of his summary.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, we'll keep track of how those do. But it had, the ETFs had huge inflows, but I think it was money that was sort of already there that people just moved around. So it wasn't necessarily a lot of new money. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we will head over to Altcoin Alert and look for some day trades and some swing trades. Okay, I'm on Altcoin Alert. I'm on the Altcoin radar setting. I'm going to refresh, reload, get the most current information. I'm going to sort first by the AA score, looking for those values 80 or higher, or at least close to it. Got FET at 79.9. Fetch has been moving lately. Storage I like a lot, 78.8. Harmony I've traded this week. So let's look at Fed. I haven't looked at that one in a while. So we'll look at this first as a day trade. Okay, take a quick look at the 5. See if we're in a dip sequence. Well, just missed 1, 2. We got 2 dips after a kind of a small squeeze, a little bit of a bubble, but we're above the bottom of the Bollinger Band, heading towards the SMA line. Might be too late for this one. You might want to set an alert down here in the green zone, maybe down about this halfway point around 66.36, and that might be a place to pick up an additional dip if it happens. So just do what I did, right click, alert name. I would usually call this a confirmation alert if I'm already in the midst of a move. And my notifications, yeah, notify on app. That's on my phone. Show pop up on my computer screen. Play sound also on my computer screen, and I like 3 notes reverb. So click create and you're good to go. Okay, but I prefer alerts on my 15-minute chart on indicators. So at the moment, FET has dipped below the 20 on the RTI. As you know, I like to catch these dips and retraces. When they break below the 20 on the RTI, the relative trend index, and break back above, that's usually a good entry point. I had one of these earlier today. I had to do a couple repurchases, but ended up being a good trade on sand. So this is a similar setup. You could jump the gun a little bit. We got 3 nice green candles here on the cumulative delta. I don't usually look at this one to confirm this setup. I use this more for trend trading as opposed to the retrace and the retrace approach. But yeah, it's maybe not a bad entry right now.
Yeah.
Again, not advice. Or you could set up an alert when it crosses the 20 to get in then. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 20. You can do it just once or once per bar close. This will leave it on until you turn it off. Alert name, that was an AA score. And same setup as I had before. So that would be a good entry. If you want to trade both directions on this, then we're going to enter a channel, 80 on the top, 20 on the bottom. So the 80 is a good entry, like kind of what we saw in ETC, where it breaks above the 80 on the high side and then comes back down. The momentum's down, breaks the 80, and that can be a good short entry. So if you want leave it once per bar close, it'll do that until you turn it off, and just leave this and let it run the rest of the afternoon and evening, and hopefully you get trades both directions. And another approach using the RTI is, let's say you want to short it.
See you later.
And in that situation, it's going to be crossing down. You can cross down on the 80. You can cross up on the 80. You can cross down on the 50. You can cross up on the 50. So again, whatever you want to do. I usually do exiting a channel. This way I catch both directions, 80 and 20. So in this scenario, if it breaks above the 80, like this movement here from Thursday, you catch this move. Really nice move up to the red zone. And if you're looking for something that breaks below the 20, that happens here, in the evening, and that's a decent trade. I'm just looking for 1%, the 10x leverage. So for me, I probably would have, gotten out right around here, picked up my 1% in, I don't know, about 7 hours. Pretty good day trade. Not great, but not bad either. So the 80-20 exiting channel, that's more of a trend situation. So you want to look at your cumulative delta to help you out to see if it's moving the way you want. When it breaks here, we get good candle action on the way up. Obviously considerable candle action on this move. See these big green ones here. So you can also go to smaller time frames on the cumulative delta, to the 5 or even the 3, to take a closer look at what's actually happening with those particular trades and time frames. Okay, any questions on FET? Fetch.ai. Okay. We could also look at this as a day trade, or as a swing trade. Go over here. This is my swing trade setup on the 15-minute chart using the supply or the super trend and the supply and demand visible range to help me with support and resistance. So we were looking at FAT moments ago, and we're kind of in no man's land at the moment. So it's been in a sell since this morning, and rightfully so. So you might want to catch this. If you right click and set an alert on the super trend, if you're trading on spot, you're going to go with the buy option. Trading on leverage, you could go with the direction change, catch it in both directions, or you could just short it with the sell option. Okay. ETC looks way better than this for certainly a short. And then maybe we'll find a better one for a long. Okay, any questions on FAT? All right, let's see what else we can find. That was an AA score. Let's do a short-term sentiment. We're looking for a day trade here. And BTA, we're going to match up the short-term sentiment, which is what people are talking about online, with the Elder Impulse hourly, we've only got two long ones. I might just sort by this. And yeah, we don't have any matches at all on the short-term sentiment and the Elder Impulse hourly. So let's go to our long-term sentiment. And we will try to match up the longer term, which is more of a day approach, and the Elder Impulse daily, which compares today's results with the last 20 days. You can hover over your question mark here to get exactly what that information is. Got a match here on long-term sentiment and Elder Impulse daily with Bitcoin Cash, BCH. And Leo, don't know that one. XVS, it's been a while, and ETC we already looked at. So let's go ahead and check out BCH. We'll look at this as a day trade and as a swing. So quick look at the 5. I should probably get on BCH first. Okay. Yeah, we did have a dip sequence. We missed it. 1, 2, 3, and then here's your entry. Yeah. We're already up 1%, so I don't know. You might want to get in now on this. It's a pretty good setup. We're just a little late. For a price alert, you might want to set an alert down here at 253, see if it dips back again. Sometimes there's 4, 5, and 6 dips. That's what ladder buying's for. So keep that in mind if you want to use a price alert. On the 15-minute, we haven't crossed yet on the bottom here, so I think this could be a good day trade if it breaks above the 20. So if you want to set an alert like that, right click, crossing up on the 20. And this is a long-term sentiment. And notification is pretty much the same we've been using. Actually, this one I usually do a 1, 2, 3 dip pump is my alert name. And then I'll change my notification to a different sound like chirpy. So I'll go ahead and put that one in. Okay, now if you want to keep monitoring this one throughout the day, you might want to do some different alerts. You could go with the entering a channel. That's going to be your 80-20, 20 on the bottom like we talked about on the last coin, and then 80 would be like this movement here where it breaks above the 80 and dips back down. As you can see, it made a really nice move down after that. That would have been a great short. Okay, and then your trend trading. Yeah, if it breaks below the 20 again, you might get a move like this. Pick up your 1 to 2% that way. Okay, and then as a swing trade, let's see, BCH. Is my camera on?
Yes.
Okay, good. BCH, yeah, this we're kind of in no man's land at the moment. We did get a sell on the super trend this morning, but it hasn't changed, and that's because it's still dipping. So, I think we're a little late on this as a short if we want to do it today. Now, one thing you can do is just go ahead and set your alert, both directions. Once per bar close. And that was long-term sentiment buy. And maybe I go with 3 notes reverb on that. And click create. I'm on the hour chart, so it might print a buy. Say it might curve up here and print a buy and then print another sell. But instead you'd be up higher than you are now instead of in this middle area. This isn't necessarily a deal breaker. I mean, obviously it can come all the way back down. If you got in right about here, the move down is 10%. So that's really a really good day or swing trade. So I think that's how I'd handle that one. Any questions on Bitcoin Cash? Okay.
CJ, your camera isn't on.
All right.
You're sharing your screen, but your camera's not on.
How did I forget to do that? Okay, here I am. All right, I can see my participants now. I picked up a few. I started a little early today because I had an alert go off on ETC. Craig, always good to see you. I've got Ed and Frank too, so thanks, guys. Let's go back to the charts and see what else we can find. All right, so we looked at AA score, long-term sentiment, short-term sentiment. We haven't done a social activity sort in a while. Let's do that. Okay, social activity. I'm going to try to match this with trading activity. This is similar to the sentiment sorts we did earlier. Didix has a fire and a thumbs up, so that's worth looking at. Zen, I put alerts on this morning. It's had a decent day. So maybe look at Zen and Didix. Okay, quick look at the 5. Squeeze bubble, 1, 2, 1, 2. Does a 2 dip and then breaks through the Bollinger Band. So I'm thinking a price alert down here around 266 might be in order. If you want to catch a better entry on this one. On the 15. It looked like on the RTI it was about to break through the 20 and it didn't. It went sideways. And we're printing a little doji looking candle up there. Do have nice well, we did. Nice confirmation on the cumulative delta, but just turned red. So this could be another one that you get once it breaks the that you get into once it breaks the 20. Add an alert on the RTI. Crossing up 20. And I forgot what sort this was. Social activity. Okay. And that's how you do that. And if you want to catch this breaking, if you think it's going to short, you want to short it this weekend, you might want to do a crossing down on the 20 for your alert. And if you want to trade both directions, you're going to be entering a channel for your dips and retraces and your pumps and retraces. And then you'll do the exiting a channel for your trend trades. I may have said that wrong. You're exiting for your trend and you're entering for your dip and retrace. And I've shown a few of those already, so I won't do another one. Let's look at this on the hour. And looks a little better than BCH. We have a potential entry closer to the red zone, which is better for shorts. Just had a big green candle print here, though. As you saw in the 15-minute, it was trending back up a little bit. So you could set your alert here for both directions. It's probably what I would do. And then once the alert goes off, maybe look at Annie's ribbon, see where it is, and you make your decision then. Okay, any questions on Didix? Oh, we have been. I would usually make a specific effort to look for a short, but those are the trades that have been before us. So let's see.
It sort of feels like it's already tried to do the weekend short.
Weekend short was a little early this weekend. So in that situation, you wait for a retrace to the upside, and then when it starts to fail, get weak again, then you do your short. So that's why I was showing you those alerts that go both ways, because that way it'll trigger the long and then it'll trigger the short when that one's ready, if it's ready. Okay, let's go. We'll look at one more. And 24-hour change. Got a few on the long side. Let's look at this specifically for a short. And we're going to reverse sort this. Got Rune, KSM, Solana. Ouch. Got a nice bag of Solana. I don't like seeing that. AVAX, 1 inch. These are all coins I trade. Let's look at Rune. So for a spot trade, you don't want to, we're looking for a short at the moment. You don't want to shorten your support. So I want to get probably close to this midline, like this area here before. And you see where the RTI broke down here below the 20. This is where I'd want to get in. And it's got some room, about 2%. That's pretty close though. That's halfway between the middle and the green zone. So that's a bit iffy for an example. I'd rather have it up here trending down. So on a, you may want to do this on a swing trade on your hour chart. Been looking at the hour. Let's get a little closer here. Go look at the 30 minutes. And we're right in support coming back. So this is not an ideal entry. But yeah, so I'll be done in a few minutes. So this would be another one where I would go with the super trend alert, both directions. So hopefully it goes up a little bit and then comes down, and you can get a better entry then. Or you could do a price alert in the middle here at about 495, or up here in the red zone around 530. But this is not a good short setup. It's a good long setup. So if you want to do a long over the weekend, you think things are going to come back, that the we had a little buy the rumor, sell the news action on after the ETF, and you think it's coming back, then yeah, this is a pretty nice entry on the on Rune in this vicinity pretty much now. Okay, any questions on this setup? Okay, any coins or you guys want to look at, or anything in particular you want to talk about? Very well, I will wrap it up here. Announcement, I will not be doing a Monday night Zoom. That's Martin Luther King Jr. Day here in the US, so I'll be taking that day off. And I will be back next Friday though, so hope to see you then live if you are watching on the recording. I appreciate you doing that too. Please check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. You guys have a good weekend. Bye.
Thanks, CJ.